Salutations, my fellow dandies. It's me, Jack Dandy, the Dandy VTuber, and we are back after a few weeks in Final Fantasy XIV. I had egg fried rice and salmon for dinner tonight, which I made myself. It was very, very nice. Probably the best I've ever made. I am getting better at it. And it was perfectly lovely, and then I choked on a bit of rice, and now I've got a tickle in the back of my throat. So I was fine, and now I've got a cough. So hopefully it goes away. But just thought I'd mention that. Salutations to everyone in chat tonight. Glad that you're doing good, Sig. Because it's been a while, so yeah, glad that you're dandy. We're back at Final Fantasy XIV. We are very, very close to finishing Shadowbringers. I think like 4 quests away, I think, from the end of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Well, 4.5 quests away from finishing Shadowbringers. But I have to. Salutations, Charles. Now I have to live with the fear that there's a grain of rice in your lungs. I mean, if you're lucky enough, it'll grow into a nice plant of lung rice. Oh, I can make my own rice. Oh, I've just gotten to the point where I can I can make egg fried rice, and now I can produce my own rice, my own dandy brand rice with my respiratory system. They'll be the competitor to what's his name? Jacksepticeye's top of the morning coffee, Jack Dandy's lung rice. Ah, who doesn't want some lung rice? Hey, thanks for the subscription. For the subscription. You can tell I don't get many subs. Thanks for the sub, Sig. Much appreciated. That's much appreciated. Thank you very much. I think I'm coming up to that, like, the most amount of subs I've ever had at one time. It's been a good month. It's been a very good month. What's an electric type Pokemon's weakness? Yeah, ground. I think electric type Pokemon are only weak against ground. I think they're like. Yeah, I think ground is like their only weakness. Thank you, I don't know if I have a ground type. Happy to help. I am a unreliable Pokemon type chart. You can ask me, and I'll know. I know most of the type weaknesses. I'm not so hot on Dark, Steel, and Fairy, but I know most of the original 15. I mean, you'd think I'd know Dark and Steel because they've been around for, I mean, basically almost as long as the original 15 have been, but nope. Apparently not. Apparently, I memorized, well, not memorized, but I learned most of the type weaknesses in Generation 1. I learned them in Generation 1, and then they changed them. They changed them all. Not all of them, but they changed a lot of them, and so I do remember things being weak or strong that aren't weak or strong anymore. Like I said, I'm not the most reliable. You're probably better off Googling. The broken grass gym going onto electric. Oh, in Scarlet. Okay, yeah, ground. Anyway, so I've put these off as long as I could, but I got to do the class quests in Final Fantasy XIV. I am looking over disapprovingly at the man who makes me do the class quests. To be honest, these class quests might be great. I don't know. I just kind of take umbrage with the fact that they've pulled me away from the main story to do them. So, I don't think we'll finish Shadowbringers today because if anything, the final chat mission's probably going to be like 2 hours long. But I think we can put ourselves into a position where we can finish Shadowbringers next Friday. So let's do that. So you came. It's good to see someone who isn't all talk. As fortune would have it, another Sin Eater, a far less imposing specimen than Phronesis, of course, has been sighted just to the west of here. Prove to me you have the skill to back up your words, and we'll talk further. My lung rice is tickling. Also, I really wish I'd gone to the effort. I have done for a couple of regions, but not many. I really wish I'd gone to the effort of unlocking flying in all of these areas, because that would speed this up so much. I think I've unlocked flying in, 2 maps. Fortunately, it's only over here, so this isn't too bad. So I have to fight it on my own. Oh, let's get my bird out. Yeah, I did want to finish Shadowbringers before Zelda died, but just illness and Jedis got in the way. Oh well, I'm 13 levels higher than this. Let me turn the game audio down a few decibels. Okay, well, I mean, I did it. You could have at least scaled it to my level or something, but I mean, at this point, I have. I guess because the quests they unlock every 2 levels. You're supposed to kind of do them as you go, but I'm just doing them all in one go. I'm sure the level 80 quest will be super challenging. Good show, friend. Wasn't sure what to expect from you, but seeing you in battle has left me with little doubt. Seems I found myself blah 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 blah. Seems I found myself a formidable ally, and so I'll extend the offer of Adonis. Help me hunt down Phronesis, and we'll split the bounty down the middle. What do you say? That's the spirit. Did I say yes? Okay, I guess I said yes. Now, there's more you should know before we proceed. Come with me to Mordsuk, my base of operations, and I'll fill you in on the details. Okay, to Mordsuk then. Okay, well, if they're all that short, this might not take very long. Okay. Yeah, Rock Smash is a fighting move because you're smashing rocks, not smashing people with rocks. Think like the karate people who break rocks open with their fists. I got a Mordsuk, a friend. As you can see, it's a bustling trading post frequented by merchants from across the realm. Well, at least it was before Phronesis showed up and started preying on unwitting travellers. Hence the bounty, you see. The lucrative rewards attracted the attention of one capable bounty hunter after the next, yet the fiend still roams free. You can probably imagine why. Those few who have seen Phronesis and returned to tell the tale speak of the great horrors they witnessed. Cavernous black holes materializing out of thin air, swallowing everything around them into the abyss. People have taken a call in them the Hollows. Rumour has it that one barely has time to lay eyes on Phronesis before he summons forth the Hollows, which proceed to consume everything in sight. I do mean everything. Just the other day, an entire caravan was devoured by the Hollows, leaving only nothingness behind. Well, also, why are you talking... I'm sort of keeping an eye on chat. Why are you talking about rock types? I thought you wanted a ground Pokemon. Mages have postulated that these holes are literally tears in the fabric of our reality, gateways to other worlds, to put it another way. At any rate, suffice to say that the next man to come back from the void will be the first. Yeah, there's something odd about it all. Witnesses say that Phronesis doesn't seem to go out of his way to prey on people or settlements. He simply shambles across the wastes, summoning hollows one after the next, and the destruction follows as a matter of course. Needless to say, drawing too near to the fiend is tantamount to suicide. Even attacks from afar have been all but futile, as Phronesis simply summons the hollows to consume every incoming arrow. With every conceivable means of attack foiled, even the most savvy bounty hunters have all but thrown at their hands, even though the bounty now stands at some 9 or 10-fold the original amount. Am I actually going to see this money if I beat this thing? Because I never get paid properly there's no quest that's ever paid me properly. I'm on a different mind, however. I always see it. If only there were a way to neutralise the Hollows, would more than stand a chance against Phronesis himself. He said, well, I require your services. Your easy triumph over the Sin Eater spoke clear. You're a mage of no common skill. If anyone has the arcane knowledge and aptitude to help me figure out a way to defend against the Hollows, it's you. Yep. Don't worry, I fully intend to shoulder my share of the burden, and so I plan to gather all the information we need before asking you to put yourself in harm's way. And with that, I'd best get to work. Once I've formulated a proper plan of attack, we'll talk again. Until then, I'll suggest you continue to hone your casting skills. The battle that awaits us will not be an easy one. Okay, I'm done. Let's go. So I mean, I know. I think I can't remember if it was hinted at or if it's just I just looked it up. But I know that each of these quests is to kill one of the previous Warrior of Darkness's companions. That we met we met during the Heavenswood post story quest. I think it's been a while. And there was one of each class, and so you do with them. Is there anything for actually like beating all 4 of them? Like going through with 4 different classes and beating all of them? Because I assume there is. There must be, right? Hey, well, and your timing couldn't be better. As luck would have it, a little bird told me that Phronesis was sighted in the vicinity not long ago. Don't you worry, I have no intention of rushing in like a fool. My plan is to shadow the Sin Eater from afar, that we might observe the hollows with our own eyes and formulate a suitable plan of attack. To that end, I procured this mannequin here from a merchant acquaintance of mine at the Crystarium. By setting on Phronesis' trail, I mean to gauge just how wide of a berth we must keep from the fiend so as not to be sucked up into the void. Shed no tears for the little fellow, friend. His sacrifice will be the key to our success. And yet, as you can see, he's not quite in the best state of repair. Pray lend me a hand in procuring what we need to get him back on his feet. What am I looking at? What do you mean? You're not. There's nothing here. Your eyes there, friend. I just spotted nasty-looking sand-skinned Sybil lurking about to the east of here. I do believe one of their tendons should serve well to put some spring back in the little fellow's step. Snag one for me, and I'll see to the repairs. Okay. Like, he's like, as you can see, this mannequin is all broken. It's like, what mannequin? What are you talking about? There's nothing there. Is this man crazy? Have I thrown my lot in with the wrong guy? It wouldn't be the first time. I mean, the last guy we threw a lot in shot one of our other friends and then hid him underwater. And that was me just remembering what we were doing in the plot. Yes, we drained a lake. We Mosesed a lake. And then... But I need a trinket to... I need to present something inspiring to Granault. I don't remember why. I think it seems really convoluted, but he was some armor merchant and he needed some kind of inspiration for his next thingy. Again, it's been a few weeks. I forget plot details week to week, let alone after 3 weeks. Like I said, I really wanted to finish Shadowbringers before Zelda came out, because I knew my head would be all full of Zelda. I was running around earlier before stream, and I tried to, again, I did this in Fortnite last week as well. I jumped and I pressed jump again, and I was like, that's strange. My glider isn't coming down. It's just every video game now, I jump and expect my glider to come out automatically. Do I know if you get something for doing every one of the companions? Yeah, because it's unlikely that I'll do it. Because I am planning on doing a samurai after I get the red mage to 90. I think it's unlikely. I mean, it's unlikely, but if it is, it'll be a very long time before I get 4 classes high enough that I can do all 4 class quests. You get satisfaction. Okay, so the answer is no. You get fuck all. Oh, also achievements titles. And different text. Oh, cool. I thought maybe my invisible friend would show up, but I guess because you only need to do one of them, and you can do the rest after you finish the story, then it's possible that the Warrior of Darkness isn't my invisible friend anymore, and so it'd be weird if you showed up. Different text someone may recognize during a conversation. Okay, so that's basically it then. It's kind of like doing the Dark Souls DLC before you fight Sif. You get a slightly different cutscene. I don't know what's wrong with my frame rate recently. It was doing this on Wednesday as well. But it only bothers me. But my frame rate's slightly lower. I'm moving at like 30. I ticked it. I think, did YouTube get an update? Hang on, let me play around in the background for 2 seconds. Maybe turn. Oh, hang on. Let's not see how the sausage is made. Is there an option to? I'm sure I had it set to 60. You wouldn't think it'd be as distracting as it is, but it is really distracting to me. No, it's set to 60. Maybe I need to upgrade my iPad. Yeah, well, I'll worry about it. I'll upgrade everything before tomorrow's stream and see if that fixes it. It might just be my computer's running something in the background that's causing things to lag. I think NPC pointing out you killed them all is nice. Yeah, well, I mean, it's neat. I'm guessing I can guess which NPC cares. But like I said, it's like Dark Souls. You get a slightly different cutscene for doing something before the Sith fight. It's a cool. In fairness, it's a cool cutscene. The change to it, and it's some really sad implications, but it is just a slight change in cutscene. Perfect. Well, I reckon it's durable and elastic enough to replace the mannequin snap drive belt. I'll fetch my toolbox and get started straight away. In the meantime, why don't you scout us out a suitable lookout point? Phronesis was last sighted just southeast of town. Try to find us a spot on higher ground, out of sight from the main thoroughfare. How are they going to drag this out across 5 quests? I mean, we'll find out. The mind boggles. I really should have done these earlier because I knew I was going to be. I knew how close to the end the mission that popped up that required this being done, and I knew that it would be. I mean, I should have taken into consideration how much of a momentum killer having to do these quests would have been. But again, they do seem quite short, so maybe we can get through them in an hour and then do, like I said, set ourselves up for finishing Shadowbringers next Friday. Let's have a... Oh, there's this mannequin. It's got an arm off. Do you want me to go and get another arm? Oh there, friend. As you can see, our clockwork friend is back in tip-top shape. Since it appears you found us the perfect lookout spot, why don't we get down to work? I'll kindle us a fire. We might be here for a while. So yeah, it's fine. I'm not doing anything important right now. Shall I go get some marshmallows from the vendor? Well, I'll be. There's the bastard. Look closely now and hold your gaze. You must witness their sheer horror with your own 2 eyes. He's not even that far away. How did he get that close before you noticed him? Nope, we mustn't send out the mannequin too soon. If Phronesis sees it, he may very well blast it a bit before it has a chance to investigate the hollows. Yeah, I mean, I just recognized this guy. And there he goes. I'll send the mannequin in to trail him. Let's sit back and enjoy the show. just gonna go watch the robot die. Is that what's happening? Why was I created for this? Why did you program me to feel fear? Just as I expected. Gone without a trace. Shed no tears for our little friend. Through a sacrifice, we now know just how much distance we must keep from the hollows to avoid being sucked into the void. It just for the next couple of minutes, yeah. Now it's our turn. Let's edge a bit closer and see what we can observe. Mind you, take care not to wander too close. Also, just ignore that. Lest you fancy a vacation to a dark, shadowy abyss. That sounds quite nice. Oh, is this guy the Shadowbringer? He showed up and he brought this shadow. There hasn't been a whole lot of shadow bringing otherwise. Oh, no, actually, I suppose the entire game is me bringing the shadow, bringing nighttime, haven't I? Okay, no, I'm the shadow bringer. Okay, that makes sense. I just realised that. It's as if a shadowy whirlwind rages inside, ready to suck anything and everything into the void. I've seen many a horrific sight in my day, but this sends a shiver up the spine. It's the robot. Let me out! It's so dark in here! Huh? Why the pale face, friend? You look as if you've seen a ghost. A voice, you say? From inside the hollow? But that's impossible. Is anyone out there? Please help me. Help me get out of here. Are you alive? How do I know? Was that a voice? Is someone out there? If you're gonna hear me, please, you must help me. I can't see anything. No road, no trees. No, not even a third thing. Not even an aether current to follow. Which way do I go? How do I get out of this place? Its voice. What in the God's name is it saying? A voice of a boy, you say? Claims he's lost inside with no aether current to follow. Sounds like he's adrift in the flow, not unlike what would happen if an aetherite, to which one was teleporting, was destroyed in mid-journey. Whoa, 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 that's a thing that could happen. What the shit? So you're telling me all this time I've been like zipping around with aetherites. All the Empire has to do is wait until I travel back to Olympsa, blow up the aetherite, and then I'm lost in lost in transit forever. No one told me this. They were just like, oh yeah, just tune yourself to the aetherite, pay some money, Bob's your uncle. This is like the teleporters in Star Trek. Wait a minute, what if there was some way you could channel your ether into the void? Might not allow your etheric form to serve as a beacon of sorts to guide the child back to us. Of course, not that I know how we'd go about that. Hey, you reckon you could do just that? I wouldn't even think of asking how. Do your damnedest. Warrior of Light Beam! This is a thing I can do, apparently. Wicked, why? I knew you were no ordinary sinner, but even still you find ways to surprise me. I started West Country with this guy and I've slipped Australia, and I'm okay with that. Whoa. Okay, well this is how they drag it out to 5 quests. We have found a child inside that evil mage's hole. Where am I? I'm so hungry. Well, I'll be damned. Well, I'll be damned. There was a child inside. Our little expedition has left us with more questions than answers, eh? But for now, this boy needs our care. Let's carry him back to Maud Sook and find him a warm bed and some nourishment. How do I make Magikarp evolve? Level 20. Level 20 for a Magikarp. I caught myself a Magikarp on Wednesday. It's giant and it's fluffy and he's currently sitting on my radiator. There are worse holes than the magician's holes. For instance, I got the implication. It was the same joke I was making, but yes. That would be a truly insidious sin eater. Well, the magic carp is already at level 22, then level 23. I mean, you can't de-level it. Boy's rested now. He is weak but not wounded, at least as far as I can tell. Needless to say, his presence raises questions. Are there others trapped on the other side of the hollows? If so, might they also be returned to our world alive? Well, there's much we must ask him when he awakes. On another subject, this might be an odd question. You ever looked after a child before? Yeah. Does the Levelia twins count? And I say the Levelia twins because their names I can't remember them. Oh, I got to stop playing Final Fantasy on a Friday night. It's easily when my brain is mushiest. It's the time of week that I am most tired, and it's the time of week when I have to take in the most information. But it's the only day that starts with F. Alphino and Alice, thank you. I remembered Levelia, but I couldn't remember Alphino. And it's like we're like 200 hours into this game at this point, and I couldn't remember one of the main characters' names. As a matter of fact, yes, I have looked after Alphino. You don't say. In that case, it's all yours. Now, I'm just jesting, friend. Can't very well tie you down here forever. Worry not, I'll manage somehow. I suppose the first order today should be to get some food in his belly. He does look terribly pale, after all. Methinks I'll go hunting for some meat. I mean, we're in a town. We don't go buy something. No, perhaps I should take him to a physician first. After all, I may be suffering from some ailment inscrutable to the eye. Or maybe I should... Oh, damn it, well, I knew I wasn't cut out for this. I would just... There's got to be a book somewhere on how to raise a child. There you are. You'll be happy to know that the boy is awake and seems to be no worse for the wear, physically speaking at least. Quarter gas him, the only way to make it turn into a Gengar. Yeah. You get a Haunter at least. There's just one rub, you see. He has no recollection of where he came from, or just how he managed to get swallowed up in the void. And in fact, other than his own name, Taynor, he can't remember much of anything at all. Seems a good lad, mind you. Eats my half-assed cooking with a smile and nary a word of complaint. I reckon he's hurting inside and badly. We must reunite him with his parents with all due speed. If you're Mike Tyson, you could get off with Saturday Final Fantasy 14 with Fred. That is a stretch. I mean, surely Thursday would be better, like Thursday Final Fantasy 14 with friends. But not so Friday it is, yeah. I'll suggest that you go for a stroll around Maud Sook in the hopes that the sights might help to jog his memories. Kinda wandered far, why don't you go check up on him? Her name is Taynor. It's one of those it's like one of those made up names that Zoomers have. That's right, Zoomers, I'm looking at you. Stone. Thursday, you'd have to play as a furry. I could play furry games on a Friday. Give me an excuse to play Sonic again. Don't tell me. You're the one who rescued me from the flow, yes? I feel from you the same warmth that reached out to me when I was adrift in the ether. I'll be damned. Boy's a sharp one. That's not the least of it. carer who examined him said they could feel great power welling up from within him. Despite his young age, Tainer here seems to possess a remarkable command of the magic arts. Perhaps I do, and yet I cannot say. Try as I might, I can recall nothing of who I am or where I am from, only the darkness. No need for apologies, boy. You did well just to make it back to us. Speaking of which, can you remember anything at all of what you felt when you were adrift in the void? That I remember, at least I think I do. I recall a vague sensation of someone passing alongside me, and then this robot flew through the air and hit me in the leg. It was screaming about being afraid. And then you showed up. I believe this is what roused me from my slumber. If the Hollows truly are a gate between worlds, that would mean that someone recently travelled from Earth to another, or from another to ours. But that's not possible. Or is it? Or isn't it? You'd be surprised. Oh, wait, maybe it was me. Maybe me... oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. You know something I don't, friend. Worry not, I won't pry for details. Ah, well. No sense racking our brains over what matters beyond our comprehension. Let's concentrate on what we can do. Namely, finding the boy here a home. No doubt his memories will come back to him in due time. You'd truly do that? For me? But the two of you already saved my life. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. Alright, if you insist. Bye! It's no burden at all. Besides, if we could figure out just who you are and where you came from, it just might lead us to the answers we seek. Now, let's consider the options. One possibility is that you're an orphan, all alone in this world, and not a settled soul to care for, look after you. Not truly even human. No one would even notice if you died right now. An orphan! Yeah, it seems unlikely. Yes, the mystical powers you possess say otherwise. If you are truly as skilled in magic as they say, it stands to reason that someone trained you in the art. Unlike a filthy orphan who no one would bother taking the time to train. Who this master of yours is, and whether you are of their blood or simply receive their tutelage, this I cannot say. But either way, I'm certain they're worried sick about you, not like some disgusting orphan who no one would love. If that truly is so, I would very much like to meet this person too. That settles it then. Let's get down to business. I took the liberty of inquiring around Mordsuk and the Crystarium. Unfortunately, there have been no reports of missing persons matching Tainer's description, which means that we have no choice but to take our search elsewhere. I know of a merchant in town whose travels often take him far afield. Let's have a talk with him and see if he's heard any helpful rumours. Everyone's nodding. Then you got a Doug Trio, got burn effect and died. An actual Doug Trio or the new... Is it Wug Trio is the new one? Or just a regular old Doug Trio? I remember, I didn't... Again, Zelda has really, like, brain-rotted me. I just thought, oh, I'll just climb up this wall. Like, it's just, like, not enough to try it, but there's just, like, there's a little voice at the back of my head that said, just climb the wall. Maybe it'll just go over the top. It'll be quicker than walking around. Rumours of a missing boy, you say? Funny that you ask. It's a long shot, I reckon. But I overheard someone the other day say that something the other day that might be of use. It's like, why are you so surprised? Did you come to ask me a question assuming that I wouldn't know? On my way to Mordsuk, I stopped over at the inn at Journey's Head. There, I met an ailing mage. As the carers told, he had been ambushed by a sin eater and was separated from his child in the battle. Bloody elves, could it be? If the sin eater that attacked the poor man was Phronesis, that would explain everything. This man you speak of, he could be my father. We must go to him at once. Agreed. I only hope that man is... there's no point in presuming the worst. Let us make for the inn and see what the carers there can tell us. Wasn't this boy, like, malnourished and starving a second ago? Oh, the actual one, yes. Yeah. Work trio is white. I've seen a Wiglet. I don't think I've actually seen a work trio in game, but I have seen work trio since. Hello, concerned carer. I'm going to call you concerned Kara. Oh there! I believe there's a mage in your care who's lost his boy. Well, I do believe we have him right here. I feel there must be some mistake. The boy in question has already been found. This is him right here. Okay, I thought they could have panned to no one. What? So it wasn't my father after all? This boy with you, he too has been separated from his family. Well, just so. We heard that a man here was looking for his son, and we just hope... Alas, it seems it wasn't meant to be. But there are many people here, yes? Might I ask around to see if any of the others are my family? No. Go away. But of course, yet many of the people here are quite ill, and in many cases in considerable pain. It is not a place for a young child to walk around unattended. Oh, I will attend him. Indeed it's not. Guess that means that myself or Jack here should accompany him. Jack, you do it. I don't want to. I'll go with him. The walk might help me take my mind off things. Not a bad idea if the lad doesn't mind. I reckon Taylor would rather be with someone of his own age. Oh, they're hitting it off like a house on fire. That's the phrase. Well, take his mind off things. Speaking of which, how is the boy's father holding up? I fear the poor man has already departed on his journey. He is a man no longer. Ah, should we go and kill him then? The child insisted upon staying by his father's side until the last. I permitted this out of respect for him, though part of me regrets the choice. None so young should suffer such horrors. I didn't realise I was talking to a filthy orphan. I wouldn't have sent my other kid off with him. I can see that back of my hand he would have done. It was some small solace to learn that he has living relatives who reside at the Crystarium. In fact, I was just making preparations to escort him there myself. I see. Reckon we should also find someone to look after Tainer as well. Don't get me wrong, friend. I haven't given up on the prospect of finding the boy's family, but we have no other leads, and a deadly sin eater still on the loose. The lad's tagged along with us every step of the way. He's far more likely to end up dead or worse. Or dead or worse, an orphan, than to ever reunite with his family. Here's what I propose. We find someone to watch after Tainer for the time being, get back on the hunt, and gather whatever clues we can about his origins along the way. Is there more we can do? Come on, I feel like we're making a token effort here. I too wish there was more we could do for the lad. But think of it this way. If we don't do something about that damn Cinny, who knows how many more poor children will end up like Tainer. Yeah, fair enough. Look, I don't like this any more than you do, but it's the best we can do for the boy given our circumstances. At any rate, let's find him and share the news. Don't worry, it's my decision. I intend to take responsibility for it. We're leaving you here. You are a burden, and we don't want the trouble. Alright, this orphan will look after you. Try not to get too attached to him. Oh, the orphan lost our other child. This is not going to help with Serig's impression of them. Bad news, friends. Seems the two young ones got into a quarrel of sorts, and Tainer's up and run away. Seems the lad mentioned how he'd come out from one of the hollows. The other boy put two and two together and figured he'd been attacked by a sin eater. But then I said my dad was attacked by a sin eater, and then he turned into one himself. So I asked, what if you turn into a sin eater too? His face went all white and he kept saying, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" over and over again. I just couldn't take it anymore. So I punched him square in the face. Before I knew it, I was shouting at him, "Shut up, just shut up. I bet you're turning into a sinner already. Why? Why did I say such a mean and nasty thing?" "It's because you're an orphan. You're a terrible person." I don't know why I'm going down this path, but I'm going to stick with it. Don't be so hard on yourself, lad. Both of you have had a rough go over these past few days. Nobody could blame either one of you for feeling a bit on edge. But we must hurry and find Tina before he comes to harm. Let's split up. I'll search to the west and you take the east. Be careful out there. East. That's a wall. Okay, I need to leave and then go east. Glider! Oh. Glider. Speaking of Zelda, I saw a video of all of the, like, just a compilation of some of the creations people have made, and man, it really, it's like I'm playing with Duplo and everyone else is playing with Technic, you know, with all the motors and things like that. And I made a horse, I've made a house, I made a house. I put a brick with a triangle on the top. I made a house. It's demoralizing. Someone made Metal Gear Rex. Like, it even fires a nuke. Search for Tina. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were inside that scorpion whilst I was dangling that chick. Child! Stop being a coward. Like, I need Sarek to show up, otherwise it's going to be a one-sided conversation. I heard the clamour of battle. I feared the worst, but I see you have everything under control. You okay, lad? Yeah, I'm fine. So I was talking to the child, but okay. Forgive me. Oh, I don't deserve this kindness. No, you don't. Oh, I was just so scared. I was worried about what would happen to me if I never recovered my memories, and then I started thinking, what if I ended up like that boy's father? What if it's already happening to me? What if I turn into one of the stupid-looking sin eaters instead of the cool, sexy ones? Like, what if I turn into like a scorpion or a beetle or something instead of a cool, like, hot, sexy dude sin eater? That would suck. That's one matter you needn't worry yourself with. The carer who examined you told me as much. You suffered no direct wounds. You're in no more danger of turning into a sin eater than Jack or me. About that, I may have light poisoning. Probably should have mentioned this. It seems to be in recession at the moment. It doesn't seem to be doing any. It doesn't seem to be slowing me up much. But it is eating away at my insides like a cancer. So it's entirely possible I may turn into like the worst sin eater of them all. That's why we need to hurry this along a little bit, actually. Is that so? That's good to hear. But I must apologise to that boy. I should have known better than to badger him about such things, especially after what happened to his father. Funny thing, that. He was saying the same thing about you. You both have good hearts, lad, and you've been through more than any man should. There's no need to be ashamed about your feelings. There's still so much I do not understand about this world. Why does no one here know of me? I mean, we've been to like 2 towns. Am I doomed to be alone for the rest of my days? Why? Why must it be this way? If only I could remember something, anything. I'm sick of not knowing who I am. I'm sick of being alone. Have I just remembered that I have the power to see into the people's pasts? Yes. Okay, good. If I just went, oh, right, I have exactly the power that could solve this situation. The Warrior of Light really is a moron. Now it's your turn, Taina. Do not be disheartened by your last attempt. Even the greatest of mages have known failure. I know you, for example.
Your command of magic is the equal of my own. If I can succeed, there is no reason why you cannot. Free your mind of worry and focus. Thank you, Nailbert. I shall try my best.
Nailbert. Oh, yeah, it does sound like the kind of name a wizard would have. Wicked. Right, are you alright, Jack?
I remember now. I was standing here on these blighted plains. My head hung low in shame. Then Nailbert turned to me with a smile and heartening words.
How did you see my flashback? I mean, it's your flashback, I guess, but...
Nailbert, why does that name sound so familiar?
I reckon we've much to discuss, but not in this god's forsaken place. Let's head back to the inn and see if we can't get to the bottom of this. So what are we going to do? Just find... Oh man, it turns out we find Nailbert, he's like an old man. And it's like, oh yeah, okay, well the good news is we found someone who knows you. The bad news is you were in that hole for like 100 years. Since the calamity. It's a shame this place is so, you know, horrifying, because actually it's very pretty. Again, I feel like a sunglasses vendor would do very well in the first. I mean, look at this guy. His job all day is to stand staring out at the glowing rock to make sure that nothing comes in. And it's just like, dude.
Taina, are you alright? I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said those nasty things. Forgive me for reacting as I did. I'm fine. In fact, I seem to have recovered some of my memories. Let's have another argument and see if that helps more. Really? That's wonderful. Maybe you won't feel so scared and alone anymore. I'm leaving to go live in the Crystarium with my relatives. Promise me you'll come visit. I mean, after you get your memories back and all, of course. It's a promise. Until next time, my friend. Forlorn boy.
What was that child's name?
Oh, I don't know. I knew that
you two would work things out. Now let's return to Maud Sook. We have more than our share of questions that need answering. To Maud Sook. That's quest number 3, I want to say. That's not even the only forlorn boy in main story quest. Scenario quest. I imagine there's like a set of them. Forlorn lad, forlorn chap, forlorn fella, forlorn kid. Well, I saw it. First you fainted all of a sudden. When you came to, a portion of Taina's memories had returned. What in the world happened out there? Well, so I come from another planet where we worship a giant ancient primal which is who's a crystal, and that crystal has given me the powers to see people's past. It triggers randomly, and I forget that I have it a lot of the time. A power to look into the past, eh? You're certain that what Jack described matches up with your recollection of the past? I don't know how to break this to you, lad, but your friend Yelbert, that was with you that day, he's no ordinary boy. He's none other than the very man who became Phronesis, one of those goddamn warriors of light. If he was just a young child... Okay, so they did tell me, it wasn't implied. If it was just a young child in your memories, that means what you saw took place over 100 years ago. Oh, and it is what I assumed. He has been in that hole for a while. Probably shouldn't mention the crystal of light that you worship to the world being engulfed in light. Well, I mean, what's he going to do? I can kick his ass. Or that it was just a coincidence. Another boy with the same name. But no, judging from that formidable command of magic, we can only assume it was him. Also, who else has... What other loser has the name Nielbert? I mean, it's not exactly like Steve. Or Forlorn Boy.
On the way back, I managed to recall some more about Nielbert and myself. We were taken in by a group of mages, a consortium of sorts. They were searching for a means to open a hole to another world, and recruiting young children with high magical aptitude for the task. Orphans mostly, disposable, you know. Nielbert and myself were the two they chose.
You can't be serious. And yet, that would explain the Sin Eater's ability to summon those damned hollows. And if you possess the same knowledge and training as Nielbert did, it could also explain why you were able to survive in there all that time. But what I don't understand is, why haven't you aged at all?
I cannot say for sure. In my memories, they're slowly coming back to me. In time, maybe it would help you find a way to close the hollows.
You'd be a lifesaver if you could, but don't overburden yourself. You're still recovering after all. In the meantime, don't worry, Jack and I will see that you're safe, and we'll kill your only friend. I thought Tainer was just a victim of the Sin Eater, and he was actually friends with the man himself, back when he was still a man. This can't be simple coincidence. Yes, I'm convinced of it now. The child holds the key to defeating Phronesis. We must keep him safe and not let him out of our sights. Besides, look at how hard he's trying to recover his memories. I'm not so heartless as to kick the poor lad aside before he's figured matters out. But as soon as he does, he's right on his ear. Goddamn Drongo. Can't very well rush things. You and I will continue to prepare for the battle ahead, while waiting for the rest of Tina's memory to come back to him. Alright, so say if it's alright with you, lad.
I'm so sorry, I couldn't possibly burden you any further.
Look, lad, I've only known you a short while, but I can tell you're a good heart. You've a good heart and a good head on your shoulders. I can only begin to imagine the horrors you've been through, not to mention the fears and uncertainty you face even now. But I want you to promise me this, no more apologies. You're no burden to us, not as long as you're useful. You're a member of our band, and as long as you're willing, I want you with us. Isn't that right, Jack? Yeah, as long as you're useful. If it turns out you can't close the holes, though, again, out in your ear, we have no use for you.
I see. Thank you, Ceric. Thank you, Jack. I will aid in your quest whatever way I can.
That's more like it. We're counting on you, lad.
Ceric, Sherik, Sarik, Sharag.
I'm just going to go with Ceric. 76. There's 3 more. There's 76, 78, and then an 80. Good news, friend. Tainer here has told me that his memories are starting to come back to him. There's one recollection in particular he says he's eager to discuss with the two of us. Tell us, lad, what is it?
As time goes by, my memories of my earlier days return to me piece by piece. Nielbert and I were born to members of a great consortium of mages. From our earliest years, we were tutored in the magical arts by some of the realm's greatest scholars. The consortium's leaders sought a way to find a way to open a hole in time and space, a portal to other worlds from which they could summon forth beasts of great power. Nielbert and I were chosen to participate in the research.
Honestly, it sounds like this child has been raised by bad guys. I think he may have been raised by evil wizards. Summoning great beasts from beyond our world. You're a mage, Jack. Is that even possible? I mean, technically. Perish the thought. Indeed. Even if it were possible, I shudder to think of the nightmares that would emerge from beyond the rift. Furthermore, I don't understand. Why ever would they use 2 young boys for such a dangerous experiment? Oh, right, because they're orphans and expendable. We've been over this. The beasts our master sought to summon reside in the planes most distant from our own. Reaching across such a great distance requires a tremendous store of innate ethereal power. And so our master set about to breed the perfect mage. Marriages were arranged to wed the mightiest members of the consortium to one another, in hopes that they would bring forth children of theretofore unheard of magical aptitude. Finally, it has succeeded. I think My Hero Academia is currently covering this very subject. And so you were born, and Nyelbert was also born, yes. Indeed, from even before we could speak, we were taught the complex incantations required to breach the boundaries between the worlds. We practiced these spells day after day, night after night for what seemed an eternity. At long last, we were deemed ready to attempt the summoning. Oh, you got the second upgrade for a Koraidon. Is that the glider, or the dash, or the swimming ability? I can't remember which one. I mean, I guess it depends which Titan you fought. Sadly, the experiment ended in failure. The pull from beyond the rift was too strong to resist, and I was sucked into a hollow of my own creation. There I remained trapped, alone and adrift in that empty void, until Jack called me back to this world. Alas, over a century had passed since that fateful day. Oh, you got the higher jump. Oh, I haven't fought the Steel Titan yet, so... I'm trying so hard not to fall asleep this stream. I'll try and be more entertaining. I'll make more jokes about orphans. Stay with us, TD. That's the thing I still don't understand. If so many years have truly passed, why is it that you have not aged even a whit? I cannot say for certain, but I remember the words of one of my teachers. The rift is not unlike a border between countless worlds, a place that exists beyond time and space. If it is true that the rift exists outside our concept of time, then it is all too possible that even seconds spent in that empty pocket would correspond to months, years, or decades in our world. And so you returned to us just as you were that day, even well over a century has passed for the rest of us. But why didn't Nyelbert save you? Shouldn't it have been as simple as opening up another portal to the void where you were trapped? I fear that would be close to impossible. Opening the portal and reaching as far into the rift as we did required all of our energies to be focused in unison. So in losing you, not only did Nyelbert lose his friend, he lost his only chance at saving you. Talk about being dealt a rough hand. And then he screwed up the whole world and then turned into a monster. Guy's had a rough time. We should go and kill him soon. I have not completed Scarlet yet, done it. I have not. I really struggled with Scarlet. I streamed it. I did a Nuzlocke, which I failed 3 times, and then I was like, okay, we'll just play it normally. And then I never played it again. And I played it a little bit off stream, and I really have struggled. I really struggled to get myself to play that game because it's so poorly optimized. Like, there's so much waiting, just going around and doing stuff. Like, there's just so much. It's like, I'm in a battle. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna do a move. Wait. I've done a move. Okay, do a move. Wait. It's like everything's so slightly too long. I just can't be bothered to finish it. I'll try and finish it someday, but yeah, I didn't like Scarlet. It really wasn't. It really did. Like, I really like Sword and Shield. As incomplete as that game was, but Scarlet was just too much. They really need more time in the oven. No, it's alright, TD. I'm just having fun. If you need to sleep, you need to sleep. I know what it's like to mess up your sleep schedule. I have done it plenty, and also then had to try and compensate by. I don't know. All this week I have slept for 2 hours in the middle of the afternoon, and then had to work late. because I was still working, because I work from home. I just went get to 4 o'clock and it's like, oh, I'm just going to nap for 2 hours. And it's because I stay up late. It's my own fault, but... so in loads of you, yeah, we did that.
Fear not. I have good news to share as well. I do believe I managed to record the incantations needed to summon and manipulate the hollows.
It's truth.
Summoning beasts from beyond the rifts is far beyond my powers, but I just might be able to seal up the hollows. Phronesis so enjoys summoning. What say you, friends? Shall I give it a try?
Sleep schedule. Sorry, I'm busy playing a closed beta 19 hours a day. How is the game? No time for a sleep schedule. Yeah. I mean, if you've put 19 hours into it, I'm guessing it's pretty engaging. Is Corona not the legendary Pokemon in this game? He is one of them. I believe there is another legendary Pokemon at the end of the game, at the end of the day. Been up late working on streaming stuff. Spent 3 hours on rules alone. Yeah, I know that feeling. Twitch just added its own alerts system, so I use... What do I use? Stream Elements previously, and Stream Elements was okay, but I find like sometimes it's supposed to there's stuff it's supposed to do. Like there's supposed to be text when you redeem a ban and you can put text in. It's supposed to read that out, and it doesn't work. But Twitch have recently integrated their own alerts. I don't know why it took them as long as it did, honestly. They've integrated their own alerts, and they're completely free, so you can do your own noises, do your own animations and stuff. So I've been meaning to set those up. I might try and find time over the weekend, because it's a bank holiday. But yeah, it takes so long. Like, even just getting, like, uploading emotes takes a while, because you have to get them all, you have to upload them 3 times, and name them, get them approved, and set the artists. I'm up to 37 hours playtime in 2 days, sent help. I mean, it sounds like... Actually, no, I was up to 24 hours on Zelda after 2 days. That's way worse than Zelda. Game is fine. You put 37 hours in 2 days for a game that you say is fine. But I don't... I mean, you know, you do you know, whatever makes you happy. But I always try and just put as little amount of time into the beta as I possibly can. Because... I just think if I put in 37 hours into the beta's you're gonna lose all that progress. Even if you like the game a lot, when the game comes out, you're gonna have to start over again. And I just think I got so many other games on the list. It's like the Diablo 4 beta, which I'm not planning on buying the game. The beta was fun enough, but not fun enough. But I played it just enough to unlock the dog backpack. I think you had to get to level 20 or 25 or something. And I stopped. I didn't finish the quests. I didn't do anything else. I just went, right, well, I've done the bare minimum of what I need to do to unlock something in the main game. If I decide to buy the main game, that's it. That's me. But that's my beta done. Necromancer. It was fun playing as you and your skeleton horde. But yes, I will. I don't have any plans to pick up Diablo. Like I said, it's fine. But I just didn't. It wasn't for me. It's like silly all the time, spending 3 whole hours on rules when my brain absolutely disintegrates. I'm like that when I'm writing feedback. We've got annual reviews at work at the moment, and I line manage people and task manage people, and I have to write them feedback, and it's just. It's like I don't feel like a massive essay. It's maybe a couple of paragraphs, but I just getting my brain into the right frame of mind to write constructive feedback just kills so much of the day. It's such a waste of time. I mean, feedback is useful to these people, but actually writing it just sets me back so much on any given day. I'm all right at feedback writing when it's done, but yeah, I just can't turn the switch of my brain off. I only have 5 days to test, and unlocking a character takes a week. But you don't. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You don't. But you're gonna have to, when the game comes out, you're gonna have to do it all over again anyway. So I mean, I feel like less than 37 hours is enough to know whether you want to play the main game. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, you do you. Whatever makes you happy. But that's my opinion. I would play maybe like 4 or 5 hours of a beta and be like, yeah, okay, this is good. Unless there was something that I could unlock in the beta in the main game, I would then just stop and be like, I'll play it when the game comes out now. Yeah, let's crack on. Oh, now that's music to my ears. But let's not be too hasty after all. The last time you tried to use this magic, there were some complications, to say the least. Were there? Oh, I guess in his flashback. Yes. We must take the necessary precautions before confronting Phronesis in earnest. Let's meet outside the village where Tano can test out his magic, safe from harm. If anything goes awry, I shall shoot him in the base of his spine with my bow, severing his nervous system from the rest of his body, which should disable any magic in effect. Like I said, it's complete safety. Safety is paramount. He will be paralyzed from the neck down, but will be safe, and that's the important thing. And then we'll go on. If that doesn't, and then we'll go on to Plan B after that, which is just, I guess, to stay away from the holes. Back 4 Blood did that. I played the bayonet to restart the whole thing when the game comes out. Yeah, most games do. I did Temtem back during the... Oh, damn it. This was sounds like I could climb that. I did the Temtem... I guess it was the open beta, I think. But it was like the server tests. I got up to, I think, the 2nd gym in Temtem. And then... that was, I think, about as far as you could go. But they reset it multiple times over the weekend. But yeah, I just sort of went, yeah, well, I mean, that was a good sort of like 5-6 hours. And I was making a video in it, so it was, you know, there was a reason to play it. But I didn't unlock anything in the main game, and then the main game came out and I just didn't buy it. I still haven't. I was planning to, but I think it came out around the same time as something else. What came out around? It was September, like last year or the year before. Something was out around that time. Oh, with level syncing. This might actually be challenging. Wicked White, you did it, lad. Sadly, I have not the strength to reach further beyond, nor keep the portal open for more than a few moments. No, I need further training before I can face... Oh shit, he's right behind us, isn't he? Phronesis. Where on the hell did that bastard come from? So get sucked. Damn it all! I'm too close. I can feel it pulling me in. No, Neilbert, these are my friends. You mustn't hurt them. Oh, hang on, I have another flashback. Don't mind me, don't try and suck me whilst I'm unconscious. Is there a Slime Rancher game that's an open beta? That's Slime Rancher 2. No, Slime Rancher 2 is in early access. So... early access is always a bit of a risk, because sometimes when the game fully launches, they're like, okay, the game's out, you're going to have to start a new save because we've put all this new campaign stuff in that unfortunately your old save won't work on. Sometimes it's like the game's out, like, I think Valheim, your saves carried over, and they were okay. But then they were like, but we've created these new biomes, so we'll try and shunt them into your world where we can, but it might cause problems, like it might destroy buildings and stuff that you've built. So it's generally advised to just start a new map a new game each time. So it's why I don't generally play early access games. I made an exception recently with Shadows of Doubt, because that game's intended to be played. Like, I think that game's intended to, like, you start a new game and then play through it for a few hours and then start a new game. So, yeah. Yeah. Early access makes more sense. I mean, I understand the point of betas. Like I said, I do play them, but it's just, I understand putting hundreds of hours into early access makes more sense to me than putting hundreds of hours into a beta. I don't know what the voice these things have. This isn't good. Well, Caven's completely sealed off the tunnel behind us. We've no recourse but to press on without our companions. You heard her. What'll it be? I suppose it falls to us to slay the beast and collect the bounty. Perhaps you and your band would care to take the lead? Ha, spare me your japes. You've no intention of giving up your prize. Mind you, I too made a promise to my companions. A promise I mean to keep. I've been doing the Australian accent too long. I'm trying really hard not to make Artpa Australian. I told you that splitting up was a bad idea. If Brandon and Renda Ray were here, their second-rate spellcast would be no match for us. Oh, Renda Ray sounds great. Now, Silver. Let's not forget who our true foe is here. Lamet, you're certain that if we slay this monstrosity, the cave-ins will cease. According to the miners, the beast was first sighted on the same day the tremors began. It is very present sucking the mountain dry of its ether. We dwarves know these caves as well as we know our own bodies, trust me. I suppose we'd best make a short work of it before everything comes crashing down. Hey, where do you think you're going? Oh, my apologies. I took your ceaseless prattling as an invitation to proceed on my own. You sound clever, do you? You've uncommon confidence to think you can fell the beast without aid. Answer me this. Why is it you are so intent on claiming the bounty for your own? I need money. The bounty. Why indeed? At any rate, unless you've a mind to stand around here until we all get crushed, we'd best be moving on, yes? Finally something we can agree on. And so I have a proposal. What say we band together until our battle here is won? The tremors grow stronger. No doubt a cave-in is imminent. Let us vanquish the enemy with our combined strength and quit this place before it becomes our tomb. Would I play Darkest Dungeon 2 again? I'd like to. Zelda's pretty much taken up a lot of the gaming slots at the moment, but I think, I don't know, maybe it's another couple of weeks before we finish Zelda at the rate I'm playing it. But yeah, I would like to play some more of it, given that I bought it. I say it's unfortunate. There's been like 2 games come out on Game Pass that I want to play. Cassette Beasts and there's like an indie platformer game called something like Tales of Mordor or something like that. Okay, what game am I thinking of? Game Pass this week. Planet of Lana. That wasn't even close. Planet of Lana came out in Cassette Beasts, which I think came out on PC a while ago, but it came out on console this, like, Tuesday? Thursday. I want to play both of those, so I have to set aside time for those. And also, Wanted Dead finally got a price drop. It's currently 30 quid, which is acceptable if I play all of it. I'm really excited to play the game because it looks great and awful at the same time, which is exactly the kind of game I love playing. I feel like after Zelda, though, I need to play some like really bad games for a bit, just to kind of I just need to put like a buffer in place and then play some good games. So maybe we'll do like a week. Maybe I'll just do like a week of Wanted Dead as a kind of buffer, and then we'll go play. I don't know. But yes, to answer your question, yes, I would like to play some more Darkest Dungeon 2. Until the battle is won, then. After that, I go my own way. Oh, I see. So doing these quests, we get to learn a little bit about how the Warriors of Darkness met up and became best of friends. Oh no, I get to be the Warriors of Darkness. Oh, look at this. Look how boring all of our clothes are. Right, so what have I got? Ronkin Flare, Ronkin Thunder, Ronkin Fire, Ronkin Blizzard, Falling Star, and I can sort my pet hotbar. Cool. Well, this should be fine. I don't know how to play as anything other than a red mage, but sure, I'll just press buttons as they come up. Now you guys got this. I'll recover some NP. It would seem we're not the only ones stuck in here, eh? Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. I keep forgetting what voice they gave Lamet. Oh, your Ghastly just evolved. Excellent. Now you can stick it in the box, because you ain't getting the Gengar. I think you can catch a Gengar. So you don't. I think you can catch all of the trade Evos. I did do I did do a few Wonder Trades out of boredom when I played on Scarlet, and I got 2 shinies, which I'm sure are super legitimate and not at all hacked. I'm sure they're super like above board. What is this? It leads deeper within. We really should have asked for a map. Not that it would have been much use after all the cave-ins. I got 2 shinies. I got the long version of... fuck. There's a new evolution to an old Pokemon, and it has a 2-segmented long version, which is apparently quite rare. You can only breed it or something. And so I got it in a Wonder Trade, and my friend was like, I had to breed for ages to get that. So, Wonder Trade. Catch some whatever the bugs are that evolve into Vermilion, and then just do a load of Wonder Trades, and you'll get. I also got all the starters and a few other things as well. It really does make filling in the Pokédex a lot easier. Oh, I was looking at chat. And then suddenly Godzilla came and smacked me. Fire does a lot of mana, does a lot of damage. Ice does less damage but regen mana. Okay. Flare AoE, thunder damage over time. Okay. Oh, and Flare uses up all of my... It says all. So it uses up all of my mana, and then I guess Blizzard recovers it, and then I can use... So I should be using Thunder and Fire more than Flare and Blizzard, I guess. I don't have Nintendo Online. Do you need Nintendo Online to Wonder Trade? I guess you probably... Yeah, I guess you do, don't you? That's him. He's the one who drinks of the Mind's Ether. Alright, let's put this oversized bull out to pasture. Silver, Lamet, the other one with me. My magics are yours, for now. Oh, okay, so I use two... I use a Flare and then 2 Blizzards. Or should I do... I suppose if it does damage over time, I should do Thunder and Fire. Okay, I understand the rotation here. Then regenerate with Blizzard. It's nice being the mage. I mean, I normally am, but... Just get to stand at the back, pressing buttons. To use my falling star. Oh, hang on. How do I trigger this? There we go. That wasn't a stack. That's fine. Basically black mage light is there. You've never gotten a shiny before, Stone? Ah, this game makes it a lot easier to get shinies. Just the fact that you can see there's so many Pokemon in the wild, and you can see shinies on the overworld, makes getting shinies in this one so much easier. Like I caught a shiny Fletchling on stream. And then failed the Nuzlocke. So I had to delete my save, which meant I had to lose my shiny Fletchling. I was so distraught. In hindsight, I should have Wonder Traded to someone, so at least someone else could enjoy it. But I was too distraught at having failed the Nuzlocke. Speaking of, I would like to Nuzlocke Infinite Fusion soon. Again, after Zelda. I've been seeing a lot of people playing it recently, and I've had it I've had it downloaded for a while. And it looks like a lot of fun. Oh, hello. Heal me, please. Thank you. Do this again. Hang on, I was the other side of the room. Alright, well, we've almost got this. Yay! Dandy's just been asleep this entire time. Whilst the Serig's getting sucked into that guy's hole. Oh, you watched someone else play it? Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, even just... Like, I've just been watching, like, Alpharad just try out fusions and stuff, and it's just really funny. Some of the fusions that they've put together are, it's great. We've done it. Now to find ourselves a way out. The tremors continue. But why? The fiend has been vanquished, and its ether returned to the mountain. We were wrong. No, it's not the creature itself that was causing the quakes. Ah yes, the crystal courses with nigh inconceivable power. A vast wellspring of ether accumulated over the ages. Yes, the beast was but a hungry creature drawn here by the stone, as was I. You had no interest in the bounty all along. Well, more for us. The stone has been left unchecked for too long. The sheer volume of ether it houses now is so vast and overwhelming it threatens to bring the entire mountain down. For how many years have I searched for it? This precious relic that could afford me the power needed to save my friend. You mean to take the stone from this place? But then, what would happen to the mountain? If the ether is not returned to the earth, it is but a matter of time until the mine collapses. The miners, those who live at the foot of the mountain, countless lives would be lost. There's no time. What can we do? Tina, my friend. Damn it! Damn it all! The tremors have stopped. Ah, it's fine. I'm sure 100 years from now some stranger will save him. Tana, pray forgive me. I promise you this, as long as I walk this earth, I shall never, never give up hope. I don't care how many people I have to kill. Hang on. The crystal turned into a different crystal. The stone was yours to do with as you please, and still you chose the fate of many over that of your friend. In return for your sacrifice, I would make you an offer. Come with us, and let us join you in your search for a means to save your comrade. The life of an adventurer isn't an easy one, but I dare say you strike me as the sort who might just enjoy it. So what say you? We'll travel the realm together, and lend our strength to whatever unfortunate souls we encounter along the way. And who knows? Before you know it, we might just stumble upon a way to rescue your Tainor. We definitely won't cause the apocalypse either. Probably. Definitely won't. Probably. I wonder if that's a weird thing to say. Twice. I would like that very much. Ah, she likes him. So did each of the Warriors of Darkness have their own Chaos Emerald? I had 6 and they were all mine. I didn't have to share mine. Tainor, forgive me. I may have failed you today, but mark my words. For as long as I walk this land, I will not abandon hope. I will find a way to bring you back to us. But today I find myself in the company of new companions, and for now I must lend them my strength, just as they lent me theirs to me. Jack, are you alright? No, he got bored and left. Worry not, Phronesis is long gone. I launched a few arrows in its direction while it was distracted by Tainor's spell, and it just stole away. Anyway, I'm just glad you're awake and on your feet again. Come now, let's hurry back to Maud's soup before the bastard has a change of heart and comes back for us. Oh, hello. It's always funny when there's someone else doing the same quest as you, and it fades out of a cutscene, and it's just like, you've been left on your own, it fades out, and there's like 3 other people standing next to you. Through the turtle. I like this, where, because I'm a high enough level, nothing around here wants to mess with me. But I can just go and I'm a big hero. All sexy Milfmon squad. Oh, going back to Pokemon Infinite. What's it called? I just said it a minute ago. Infinite Fusion. I mean, it is entirely possible to make an all-sexy Milfmon squad. You just have to catch a few Gardevoirs. Sexy Milfmon squad or Sad Knight. Are you saying that if I don't have an all sexy Milfmon squad, you will be a Sad Knight? Well, I plan to play it randomized, so I can't guarantee anything. But given the option to have a sexy Milfmon on my team and not, I probably will choose to have the sexy Milfmon. Mark my words. You really gave us a scare back there, clutching your head in pain with a deadly sin eater in plain sight. And yes, you had another one of your visions, didn't you? Honestly, it really is easy to kill the Warrior of Light just at any given moment. Just if we just like followed him around all the time, there's plenty of opportunities in which you could strike him down. But it's fortuitous all of my enemies are so honourable. Why, take me. So that's how Neilbert and Albert met up. Just goes to show you that in times of crisis, even the bitterest of rivals can turn fast friends. Now let's see if I have this straight. Neilbert made it his life's mission to save Tina here. Knowing that his own energies wouldn't suffice, he went in search of a relic that would afford him the etheric power needed to reach beyond this world. And deep in the mines that day, he found it. Yeah, in the end, he decided to sacrifice the stone and his own cause and Tina to save the lives of the countless innocents who called the mountain home. And so did he take his first step down the path of a hero, a warrior of light.
So that's why he came back to this place. Why he still summons the Hollows as he did so many years ago.
Aye, there can be no doubt in it. Even now that he's become a Sin Eater, bereft of memory or reason or any sense of his own actions, the ghastly shadow of what once was Neilbert still haunts the wasteland, searching for a way to bring back his old friends. So he's not completely bereft of memory, reason, and sense of his own actions then. He clearly has some recollection, because that's why he's doing it.
I only knew him as a child, and the whole idea of Sin Eaters and Warriors of Light, it was all so new to me. Even as the pieces came together, I could not truly believe that Neilbert and this Phronesis were one and the same. But when our gazes first met, standing up there in the wastes, in an instant I knew it without question. This was my friend, a friend who had been searching for me all these years. We must kill him. At last, I know what I must do. I must stop Phronesis, that my dear friend may finally find peace. Oh yeah, okay, we must kill him.
There's a few other fusion that unexpectedly turned into sexy ladies. That I am not surprised. I mean, I've watched a few of Alfarad's shorts and where he fuses them, and yes, yeah, there are. Given the option to put a sexy furry Pokemon in, yes, yeah. I know Gardevoir wasn't the only option. There's Gardevoir. I mean, basically, you take any of the already kind of shapely female Pokemon already in Pokemon, and then merge them with most anything else, and you'll. I mean, I haven't seen what a Gardevoir fused with a. It's the evolution of a Bunairy. There's a 2B fusion. I have seen that one. I've also seen. I think there's a Hatsune Miku one. If you fuse it with Deoxys, it's like I think it's Deoxys. It might be Deoxys and Gardevoir. I think makes Hatsune Miku. Lopunny. Thank you, Cool. Yes, Lopunny. Yeah, Lopunny and Gardevoir. Lopunny and Snorlax is a really funny one. Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to play Infinite Fusion. We'll see what we can make. Together, we can do this. Goetica. Oh, Gothita. Yeah, I know which one you mean. Everything comes with busty goth girlfriend. Like I said, you take the ones that are already sexy and then merge them with other things, and then they just become people have gone crazy with them. So, we like I said, I plan on randomizing it, and I plan on nuzlocking it. So we'll see how whether the fates come together in our favor in order to create the correct combination. We can put together an incredibly sexy team. Don't forget, Machamp and Machoke basically just make like buff versions of other things as well. There's yeah, it's an interesting game.
Thank you, my friends. In the battle, I was able to push Phronesis' Hollow away from Serig, if only a short distance. With more training, I'm certain I can learn to close them up entirely.
After all we've already seen from you, I've no reason to doubt you. If you're game, so are we. Yes, Snorlax makes chonkers. It's great. And then, of course, some of them are just super cool. Oh, there is Infernape with I think Landorus, or it might be, I can't remember which one it is. There's one of the Infernate fusions is a One Piece spoiler. It's great. I saw an Alpharad short and he had to pixelate it because he was like, "This hasn't happened in the anime yet. We can't show this." Hey, Temptation Speed starts. Tears of the Kingdom sure looks different today. Yeah. I promised we'd play some more Final Fantasy XIV, so we're here. We're back in Zelda tomorrow. It's fine. A little break. I'm definitely not getting withdrawal symptoms. I'm definitely not thinking, like, trying to use my glider and climb the wall all the time I'm playing this. Finally, some cause for hope, eh? But still, we must exercise caution. Last time the boy worked his magic, our foe showed up faster than you can save Phronesis. While this might be a simple coincidence, the likelihood is high that the casting of the spell itself summoned the Sin Eater to us. You'd best avoid casting any similar incantations until we're prepared for the final confrontation. I said that weird. That's the Australian way of saying that word. I want you to stay close for now, devote yourself to your studies, and hone your skills to whatever degree you can in the safety of the village. In the meantime, Jack and I will redouble our training efforts as well. Should we succeed in finding a way to counteract the Hollows, it will come down to our firepower versus our foes. We must be at full strength for the battle, lest we allow victory to slip between our fingers. Done. I think there's 2 more quests. So Zelda got an upgrade. Now she has catgirl ears and she dresses like a goth girl. I mean, I'm sure there's porn of that. Now look in your eyes. Yes, I can see that you've gained much strength since last we met. You'll be pleased to hear that Tainer has managed to make steady progress in his training as well. Boy believes he has regained much of the knowledge and skill he possessed before getting sucked into that pocket of time and space. An admirable feat, considering that it was not long ago that he could scarcely remember his own name. And yet, there is one aspect of his training that is yet to be addressed. Put simply, the boy lacks experience in battle. To work the magic necessary to seal up the Hollows, I must maintain perfect focus and clarity of mind. If the battle with Phronesis is my first, I fear my concentration will be disrupted all too easily. And so I thought I'd take the boy out into the wilds, that he might acclimate himself to the battlefield and further hone his command of magic in the process. And yet, we must keep a wide berth of Amarang. Were we to encounter Phronesis before we are fully prepared, the results could be disastrous. Don't even need to verify, there's no way there isn't porn of that. Exactly. Yeah, a lot of the amount of time the Zelda's been around, the amount of time the internet's been around, it's just, it eventually x equals 0, or whatever. Yes, I think, yes, yes. And so I propose we go on an excursion of sorts. Would you be willing to accompany us? I believe there's much the boy could learn from your example. Yep. There's lots of people could learn from my example. I am a role model. Excellent. And let us make for Lakeland. The beasts in the forest of the Lost Shepherd should provide a fair challenge for the lad. Wait, where am I going? Wait, where am I? We'll go to Fort Job and head south. Seems the quickest way. Boom. I also want to play. There's a funny story behind this. I say funny. It's not that funny, but it's. I'll say it's funny, and then. Yes, I'll just say it's funny. It's not. It's not. So, Digimon, there was a Digimon game that came out on Switch, I think, in like 2019. Digimon World... fuck. What's the new Digimon game that just came out? New Digimon game. Let me know if I run into a rock or something. Oh. Multiple new... Oh, Digimon World Next Order. Apparently there's multiple new Digimon games in the works as well, so that's nice. Digimon World Next Order. It came out on Switch... I think it was 2019 or something like that. And then... It was then getting ported to... I think it came out on Switch and PS4 in 2019. But then they made a big fuss about them porting the porting it to PC, and then putting in some upgrades. And so I was like, oh, cool, okay, well, I'll wait until the PC version comes out, and then maybe I'll take a look at it. And then the PC version came out, and it was 50 quid, I think. It was like a full-price game. And the only upgrades I could see were that they added sprinting, I think, which, because I think the normal game just had like a normal run, and people complained that it was very slow. And I think there was one other thing, like the ability to skip text or something. And that was it. That was it. And otherwise it was exactly the same game, and it was 50 quid. And so I looked at how much it was on PS4, and it was on sale for like $5.99, and I was like, I guess I'll get the PS4 version then, after waiting all that time for the PC version to come out. And then I never played it. So I would like to stream that at some point, because I've talked about streaming Digimon games before, but they're all bad. And the only good ones are really long. So I was trying to, like, hopefully this one apparently is okay. New Digimon MMO when? Actually, I think that is happening. Yeah, I think I've heard about the new Digimon MMO coming out. Oh, Taylor's got new clothes. Look at him. Now he's all goth lolly. Good for him. There he is. Now, shall we get down to something the matter? How do you like my new clothes, Jack? Not only are they stylish, why, I can just feel the power welling up from deep within me. They were a present from Serig. Isn't he the best? Yeah, I'm pretty handy. It was a simple investment, nothing more. We must seize every possible advantage if we hope to triumph over our foe. But enough idle chit-chat, we have work to do. Jack, I would ask you to begin by setting an example for the boy, showing him precisely how you conduct yourself in battle. Can't very well just toss him to the Wolverines all on his own now, can we? So why don't you get out there and hunt one down for us? Taina, watch carefully and let Jack show you how it's done. So, okay, Taina, here's what I do. First of all, I summon a giant bird. Okay, you've been paying attention so far? You've summoned your giant bird with a hat? Good? Okay. Then I survey the area. There we go. And then I shoot it with magic. That part you can actually do. Also important, not to dodge any of its attacks. Just take all of its hits head on. Because you can't be bothered. Because you can't be bothered in dodging its attacks because you're 5 levels higher than it. Oh, not a new MMO, they're remaking the current one. Oh, that could be cool. Yeah, I never got a chance to play the old Digimon MMO. It got sunset before I was able to get into it. That was incredible. The sheer destructive power. What do you mean that's showing you what not to do? You summon a bird and then you stand there and get hit by all of its attacks. I mean, I killed the thing. I'm still alive. That was incredible. The sheer destructive power of your spells. The way you seemed weaversly. Yes, let's leave it at that. One incantation after the next. Everything. But tell me, what do you say is the most important thing a mage should keep in mind when doing battle with a fearsome foe? Have you summoned your giant bird? Just blast your foes with everything you've got. Ah, but of course. Thank you, Jack. I will endeavour to put everything I have learned from you into practice. Well, here goes nothing. I love that the Warrior of Light, at least my version of it, has given tutelage to multiple people now, and every time he's just given like the worst advice, just like, yeah, just hit him as hard as you can.
Drat, where do I... No, that's not... Curses, just stay still so I can hit you already.
Steady now. Don't let the enemy fluster you. Keep your focus. Oh. Oh, he's got it in his teeth. It's got Tainer in his teeth. Oh, he's throwing him around like a rag doll. Oh, that's a lot of blood. We should probably... Hang on, let's let him cook. Let's let him cook. Right, focus.
Right, focus. You're a feisty one, aren't you? Ow, that's smart.
Oh, I've seen enough of this. Oh, it's got me in its teeth now as well. Oh god, it's throwing us both around like a rag doll. Help us, Dandy. Massive visual upgrade, new content. The paid aspects of the older movie kind of sucked. That sucks. Yeah. It's such a, it's like Digimon feels like a thing that, you know, should be really good, but yeah, just so many of the games are like, so many reviews for so many Digimon games were described as fans of the series will like this game, and it's like, I mean, it's not helpful. That's not a helpful review. Ah, though speaking of terrible reviews, do you see the reviews for Lord of the Rings Gollum? Oh, it's delightful. It is so delightful. I tweeted about it, but it's so nice to know what I'll be playing on New Year's Day already. Like, it's so nice when a game comes out and everyone's just immediately, yes, this is the worst game of the year so far. It's unlikely that anything is going to come close. It's like, oh, excellent. Excellent. I can keep my eye on that game then. I know what I'm playing. Happily play a Gollum game for, you know, a few hours at least. If one of the really cool Digimons with the years of grinding or $200. Yeah, that isn't great monetization. I suppose, yeah, what else can you monetize, though, is just Leah paywalling all the really cool shit. Yeah, that sucks. But, I didn't see reviews, but I saw a screenshot and heard Gollum's voice. Yeah, honestly, a screenshot should tell you all you need to know about that game. It looks... To put it into perspective of how bad this game is, the game came out on Thursday. Today, or yesterday now, because it's just after midnight here, on Friday, the developers put out a response apologising for the state of the game, in which they spelt the name of the game incorrectly. That, I think, sums up everything you need to know about the condition of the Lord of the Rings Gollum. If there's a way that they can close the servers down on a single-player game, I feel like they will find a way to do so, just to stop people from playing these games. And apparently, the best part is, the developer has the license and is apparently working on another Lord of the Rings game. So, we might get a sequel. Not a Gollum game, but just, you know, a sequel to the terrible Lord of the Rings game. It's fun. It's fun. Oh dear, that didn't go nearly as well as I'd hoped. Don't get so down on yourself, lad. I shouldn't have jumped in the way I did. I dare say you were starting to get the hang of it there at the end. I thought it would be a simple enough task to follow Jack's lead, but when that savage creature stared me down, I was too flustered to put what I learned into practice. Indeed. It is not the strength of your magic that is the issue. You simply must learn to compose yourself. What did you think, Jack? Are there any other words of wisdom you might offer me? Believe in yourself and all will be fine. Believe in the me that doesn't believe in you. Thank you. I'm sure you're right. I can't allow my foe to break my concentration like this. Anyhow, let me try once more. This time will go better, I promise you. Sarah leans over and goes, do you know any healing magic? And it's like, yeah, I got Vercure, it's fine. I think so long as we can find his arm, we can stick it back on afterwards. Yeah, the boy will be fine. I must stay my hand. Yeah, he believed in himself. What? I did it! The battle is won. That's how you wallop a wolverine. Well done, lad. I'm proud I could be here for your first victory.
You're far too kind. I couldn't have done it without you and Jack here to show me the way. You have my thanks.
Right, let's go and fight a Sin Eater then. Don't let up now, boy. You must keep battling until all that you've learned becomes second nature. Now, are you ready? Me and Jack here are going to power level you.
That was rather more difficult than I expected. Yet, thanks to you and Serg, I feel like I can hold my own on the battlefield now.
I have to agree. Where you made short work of that last critter, I'd say it's time you find you a more worthy foe. Let us return to Mordsuk and plot our next course of action. Right, I think, yep, that's the end of that one. And then it's just going and killing the, oh, damn, I moved the... I nudged the analog stick slightly. So what we'll do is we'll finish this class quest, get the thing that we need, and we'll go and turn it in, and then we'll call. And then that will have 4 missions left of Shadowbringers for next Friday. I think we can probably round the game off next Friday. You've proven the perfect mentor for the boy, Jack. Hells, I dare say old Serg here could learn a thing or two from you. And you've taught him not only to wield his spells in battle, but how to maintain his focus in the face of danger. With those fundamentals under his belt, it is just a matter of time and practice until he's ready to face Phronesis.
I promise you, my friends, I will not let you down. Now, if you excuse me, I'd best go and write down all I've learned today while it's fresh in my memory.
Such passion and determination. This must be the boy he always was, before his time beyond the rift stole from him his memories and his spirit. He devotes himself to his training that he might help us fell Phronesis and bring his friend a measure of salvation. There's no telling what course the battle will take, but I suspect the boy will be forced to confront his past head on. It will not be easy for him, and yet I believe it is a necessary step for him in order to forge himself a new future. For Taina's sake, and for the sake of those who call Amarang home, we must triumph in this battle. Not to mention for the sake of our coin purses, eh? At any rate, I will leave you to your training and return to my own. Final confrontation is close at hand and we must be ready. Here, have this espresso. Say, thanks! Okay, I'm gonna... Actually, I don't think this is the first espresso I've got, and I have 3. I guess I'll drink... I'll just drink an espresso. Boom. And let's go and get our... Ooh, we can get some materia. I can put that on the black market. Well, look who's back. Back again. And looking more imposing than ever. I might add. I don't know why I went into Slim Shady. You'll be pleased to know that Taina's command of his magics has advanced by leaps and bounds since you left. Says he's finally convinced he can hold his own against Phronesis. Truth be told, I worry about the boy. As devoted as he is to his training, I can't help but notice a sad, uneasy look in his eyes from time to time. I insist it's nothing, of course, but I remain unconvinced. As a fellow mage, perhaps you could succeed in reaching out to him where I failed. He should be around here somewhere. Go and find him and see if you can offer him a few words of support, won't you? Sorry, I'm good with children. So don't worry, I know we're going to go and kill the only person who knows you from 100 years ago, but after that you'll be truly alone. Something to look forward to.
Oh, hello there, Jack. Is there something I can do for you? Serg was worried about me, you say. That is kind of him. I assure you I'm completely fine. Even though I'm wearing a tea cozy around my neck. I owe so much to the both of you. You brought me back from beyond the rift, took me under your wing, trained me and comforted me to the point that my memories and my magic have both returned. I am finally ready to face my old friend in battle, and it is all because of you. And yet, there is growing fear inside me, a fear that threatens to consume me. In my studies, I have learned much about the Sin Eaters. I learned how those who fall to the most powerful Sin Eaters, like Phronesis, become Sin Eaters themselves, doomed to live out their days as mindless, unholy abominations. If I were to lose my focus in battle, and you or Serig suffered the same fate as Nielbert, the only 3 friends I have ever known in this world, if I lost you all, how could I ever live with myself again? This thought, it shakes me to my very core.
Why not for us? Think only of Nielbert.
So you were saying that I should free my mind of distractions and focus on the task at hand?
Yes. If that's the interpretation you want, then... what I was actually saying is, I'm really strong. Don't worry. Even if you and Serik die, I'll be fine.
Perhaps you're right. Worrying endlessly about things beyond my control only serves to break my focus. Thank you, friend. The task is a daunting one, but I would trust in myself, and in the strong and gentle friend who stands by my side. Nothing would make me happier than to help Nielbert find peace, but that is not the only reason I fight this battle. I must repay you and Serik for all you have given me. Not only did the 2 of you bring me back to this world, you've instilled me with a newfound sense of purpose, and when the battle is done, you will leave this place. You will embark on new adventures with new companions. Worry not, I will not hold you back or stand in your way. Don't worry about me, I'll just be here all alone, on my own, on my lonesome, with no friends or family, no money, no purpose, just withering away into nothing. But no, don't worry about me, you shouldn't feel guilty. You definitely shouldn't feel like, you owe me anything, you have any obligation to kind of make sure that I'm sought after. It's like, not, okay, good, because I am going to leave you here, and never think of you again. That is another reason I must fight this battle. I must prove to you, to all 3 of my friends, that I am strong enough to get by on my own. Be strong, Taina, you can do this. Sorry, perhaps you're a little carried away there. In any event, we should go tell Serig that I'm ready.
I wonder if all of the class quests just involve, like, adopting a different orphan, and then by the end of it, Serig's just a father of 4. It's just like, oh, I didn't see this happening, but at least I got the money from killing I got the bounty money from killing all of those sin eaters. I can buy us a house, and I can pay for their education. Hooray! You're finally back, I see. I was starting to get worried. I trust this means you're ready to do a battle with Phronesis.
I am. Let us put an end to this nightmare and set Nielbert and the people of his land free.
That's the spirit. Alright, our plan is to lure Phronesis to us by the same method as last time. We will venture to the central hills of Amber, a safe distance away from the city, and Taina will summon forth a hollow. It should only be a matter of time before our quarry arrives. I believe our chances are best if we can lure Phronesis to a wide open space, where we'd have complete freedom to maneuver. The hills of Amber should suffice. If you are ready, let us away at once.
Woo!
Where is that from here? We'll walk over from Twine. Oh, this is Twine. I really have no sense of this map because we sort of kept dipping in and out of places. I got no idea how the first. I think like Heavenswood and Stormblood. I kind of had an idea of like how the places all kind of interconnected, and if I wanted to get from one place to another, I kind of had a pretty good idea of that. But with the Shadowbringers, it's all over. It's so sort of all over the place. I just don't really remember how each place is connected to each other, so I just teleport everywhere. Different class quest NPC for every class. Serig is only for mages. Oh, I thought Serig was like. Oh, okay. I thought Serig was like the standard. There was like it was Serig, and then you talk to him for the. Oh, okay. I guess it was. I talked to a different guy. All right, that makes sense. Oh, okay. So okay. So I'll have to forget about Serig as well. That's a shame. I like doing his voice. I should make more characters randomly Australian.
I am ready. Let us begin.
Alright, let's go. Okay, shame I could never bring my chocolate with me. Poor Augustus never gets a look in. Over there, it's him. His hat's so dumb. Like, I get that they can't account for every single combination of, like, what the player wears. But when they're designing a character, don't give him clothes that clip through his weapon by default. It was the same with the friggin' Exarch. He had those stupid little spikes on his hood that constantly clipped through his shoulders. And it's like, just put them slightly higher up. I'm going to kill you and take your hat. Huh, you suck. Give it up, Neo, but my spells are more than a match for your own. Healer class quest guy is a drunken dwarf who jumps into fights blindly and gets his ass knocked out continuously. Oh, he sounds great! Ah, I want to get a healer to level 80 now. These are my friends, and I will not let you take them. Do you hear me? Nebert, your long nightmare and ours shall end this day. Alright, let's go. Let's kill a warrior of darkness. He's only attacking me at the moment. Hang on, I need to... I need to kind of keep a wide berth, but not so wide that I'm out of range of him. Haha! Do you see that? That's the smoothest I've ever been. But he is a goddamn sponge. Fire. Tank gets an edgy suicidal dark knight in the quest for vengeance for the death of his fiancée. Oh, maybe the class quests are worth doing. Oh, I meant to ask. So I know that Shadowbringers doesn't have a... I know that Shadowbringers doesn't have a Hildebrand quest. Is there a good... I mean, is there a good side quest in Shadowbringers that's worth doing instead? Like, I assume if they didn't do... They didn't do Hildebrand, they must have done something of equivalent. I need to hit you with this last hit. There we go. Oh, am I supposed to lure these things into the hollows? Yep. Okay, so I guess I just need to position myself like that. This fight's kind of annoying, but at least he's on half-life now. A little bit too close there. Child, do you remember your only job was to close these portals? What are you doing? Oh. They're hitting me pretty well. I don't really have to pay a huge amount of attention to this one. Near Automata raid. Oh yeah! Although I never finished Near Automata. Maybe I should play that first. Near a tomato, as I like to call it. Ah! God damn it. Decide to spank me with something difficult. I will catch him on chance. Paranoid that he's going to hit me with something massive right at the end. I'm like, this is a really... It's not very interesting fight, honestly. There we go. Relic weapon, nah, I probably won't bother with that. Crafter's Beast Tribe, the raid is good too. I'll do all of the raids eventually because they got triple triad cards behind them. But never played near. Who cares? You get patents to give you a big booty. That is a tempting reward. Can you wear them as guys? I have seen the booty bottoms in question. Oh, he's a Force Ghost. Forgive me, trainer. Far and wide did I travel with my companions, all the while searching for a way, any way at all, to bring you back to this world. And yet in the end it was all in vain. Though I treasured the adventures I had with Artbird and the others, my choice that fateful day forever haunted me. What if I had run off with the stone and used its powers to rescue, as I had always intended? What adventures might we have shared? I sunk into the depths of despair, and felt myself a wretch for doing so. For by what right do I pity myself, when it was I who consigned you to a far more cruel and tragic a fate? Whatever pain, whatever loss I knew is nothing compared to what you suffered, what you still suffer, abandoned by your only friend, cast adrift in a cold, dark void until the end of time. Yes, no doubt you are still out there beyond the rift, cursing my name to this very day. Oh, he doesn't realise it's him. That's not true, Neighbour. I'm right here. And yet, even if you despise me with every fibre of your being, even still I would give anything to see you just one last time. You could curse me, revile me, rain fists and magic down upon me. It would all be worth it, just for the chance to say, I am sorry. She's like, no, I'm here, hello! Ooh. Stop it, Nielbud, please. Stop saying those things. Even after you had your mind, your heart, and your very humanity ripped from you, still, for all these years you kept searching for me. How could I ever hate my best friend? Don't you see, old friend? It was Jack here who brought me back to this world, but it was you who guided him to me. Oh, actually, I did that. You have suffered long enough, my friend. So I can take care of myself now. You need worry about me no longer, so please, rest peacefully. It's kind of sad that he couldn't see him. Sneezes. He goes, oh god, I got nail butt up my nose. Oh god, I think I'm allergic to him. Crafter's Beast Tribe gives you a tank mount that shoots a big laser. That does sound cool. And yes, you can wear the booty trousers. Okay, maybe we'll give the Nier Automata raid a. Maybe before we start Endwalker, we'll give it a go. It's over at last. You don't need to explain it to me. I know that the Nielbert we saw was just a memory, a reflection from the crystal, but my friend truly passed years and years ago. And yet even if those words will never reach Nielbert, simply saying them aloud gave me a measure of peace. I have no regrets today. But we should be getting back to town before any more Sin Eaters take notice of us, yes? I'll say, after that battle I could use a rest. I reckon Jack here could as well. Should we head back to Mordsuk? So am I actually going to get any part of the bounty for this one? I mean, I can see that the reward is 3,000, so no. I mean, I guess the materia is pretty good. I can sell that at least. If it isn't the man of the hour. I'm happy to report that tales of our triumph are already spreading across town like wildfire. Word has it the merchants are so grateful they intend to sweeten the bounty with a generous personal reward. My friends, I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, Nailbert has found peace, and I can finally close the book on this chapter of my past. Every day I thank the gods for having brought us together. Feelings mutual, lad. To be honest, I wasn't sure what to expect when you popped out of that hole, but it's been a pleasure having you at our side. Yeah. Tell me, now you've made peace with your past, what do you plan to do with your future? You and Jack have trained me well, and I'm quite confident that I can hold my own on the battlefield. Perhaps I will travel the land and see if I might use my abilities to help those in need. If I didn't know better, I'd think those were the words of someone twice your age. If that's truly your intention, then I have something of a plan. First, I'll need Jack here's permission. It's just a thought I had, but we'll say we give the lion's share of the bounty to Tainer here. Yeah, of course. I reckon he needs it more than we do, and besides, we couldn't have won the battle without him. I'm never going to be able to buy a house. You owe me one. Ah, you're goddamn right I do. Anytime you have need of a skilled marksman, you know where to find me. And don't you worry, there'll still be some coin left over for the both of us. But only some. My friends, I could never take advantage of your kindness like that. Ain't nothing of it. It's not easy for a boy your age to make his way in the world, and this is the least we can do. Think of it as a parting gift from your brother in arms. Brothers in arms. We both have arms. We're not your actual brothers, though. You're still an orphan. In fact, even if we were your brothers, you wouldn't be any less of an orphan. Thank you, Cedric. Thank you, Jack. As long as I live, I'll never forget your generosity. Finally, I have one last proposal for you, if you're keen to hear it. As this bounty hunter I know, he can hold his own with a bow, but he's always thought he could take on bigger marks if he had a skilled mage at his side. If you're looking for a partner, that is. Oh, he sounds wonderful. Who is it? Cedric, you could not possibly mean. Of course I'm saying it. So what will it be? Yes, 1,000 times yes. Why, nothing would make me happier. We can be like Green Arrow and Speedy. I don't know why he's called Speedy and not Red Arrow. Now, there may have been another one called Red Arrow, thinking about it. Either way. I mean, Red Arrow doesn't make any sense because you're not an archer. We can call you Red Mage. Except you're a Black Mage. I haven't thought this through. We can iron out the details later. I suppose that settles it. Welcome aboard, lad. I've got a feeling that this is only the beginning of a rewarding relationship. And on that note, I do believe my new partner and I are off to the Crystarium to find ourselves a new mark. If it's not too much to ask, why don't you join us there? I still owe you and your share of bounty, and I reckon it'd be a good place to say our proper farewells. It's like, actually, I need to go and give this crystal to a man in the ocean. Oh, okay. Well, alright. Well, I guess I'm going to the Crystarium then. So I mentioned the light cancer I have, yeah? You know how it's eating away at me and causing me in unbearable pain every waking moment? So kind of in a hurry. Wait, what was that? Register PS Plus free destination. Ready security token free destination. This is new. So for playing on PS5, I can set a free destination. That would have been great at the start of the expansion, before I had to. I mean, I suppose I could still set it as my free destination for the rest of Shadowbringers, because I assume I still got the post Shadowbringer quest to do, and I assume I still need to go to the Crystarium. Unable to register free destination. You're not subscribed to PlayStation Plus. Yes, I fucking am. Alright, well, what's a security token free destination? You must be using a security token to register a free destination. Oh, that's like the two-factor. That's like a factor thing, isn't it? Okay. You have to buy it on PS Store. It's free. Oh, okay. Well, I'll do that later then. I was gonna say I am fucking registered for PS Plus. Thank you very much. I don't know why. Actually, I am registered for PS Plus specifically so I can play this game. But also for the free games, which I haven't actually redeemed this month, so I should do that. I shall do that, and I shall get my security token, and I shall register the Crystarium as a free, as my free port, and save myself a teeny tiny amount of money. And then when I do Endwalker, I shall register the hub world there as my PS Plus favourable location. Oh, Jack, glad you could join us. Tainer and I have just arrived a short while ago ourselves. Boy's keen on starting his new life as a bounty hunter, to say the least. He's got no end of questions, that one, but there's only so much I can teach him. The rest will have to learn from experience. So I tend to do what I can to show him the world and keep him safe. So don't worry about us. Between my bow and his magics, I reckon we'll be able to hold our own out there, providing no one comes up close. We're both ranged. That said, should we ever find ourselves on the trail of a particularly nasty foe, I'd not be adverse to lending us your strength once more. Yet somehow I have a feeling it won't take another 100 years for our paths to cross again. Until then, friend, stay sheltered in the shade. And we never, ever spoke of them or met them ever again. Oh, do I get all of that? Oh, I got all of that materia. Oh, nice. That's way more stuff I can sell. Cool. Right, well, I now can go and finish this quest. Which I can get to from the Ondo Cups. Which I think is the underwater city. Yes. I don't want to zoom in on my back. Oh. So yeah, I think this guy was like, I need something inspiring in order for me to craft. It was either a weapon or it was a piece of armor or something that he promised he would craft. And we need him to do that before he crafts something else that we need to track down Solus. Again, it was a few weeks ago. I can't exactly remember what we need this guy for, but it was something along those lines. And for some reason, he's at the bottom of the ocean. Hey, Grenol, I got your thing. I got the MacGuffin. I've let the Ondo down, aye? But more than that, I've let myself down. Might as well go back to mending kettles. Show Grenol a crystal which once belonged to one of Ardbut's companions. This I found. What's that you've got there? Such striking beauty. It shines with heartache and laughter and the transience of life, like the turmoil of history made manifest. Aye, I can see the brilliance of the crystal's legacy. Ah, you'd never capture such a gleam, not if you laboured 100 years. But bugger me if I don't mean to try. Where are me tools, goddams ye? I must set to work before the feeling fades. I did it. I thought there'd be a little bit more at the end of that, but... okay, now we'll leave it there. So all we've got left... We've finished all of the... That's the last level 79 quest. We have 4 level 80 quests. Yeah, this one's got a cutscene in it, which thinks it's going to be involved. So we will call it there, and we will play again next Friday. And we shall try and finish Shadowbringers. Like I said, yeah, 4 quests, 1 new area, a dungeon, a trial, and then like an hour of cutscenes, like what always happens at the end of one of these expansions. And then we're on to the post-Shadowbringers quests. I can get my new Red Mage clothes. We can start the post-Shadowbringers. We can go and get myself a new arse. It's exciting times. And then finally, we will be on Endwalker. And I will be almost up to date. And then I can understand all of the memes. All of the memes I keep seeing on Twitter. And I'm like, ha! I best not look at this too deeply, because this could be a massive spoiler. So, yes. And hopefully we can finish it before the next expansion comes out. I don't know if there's been any news on that front. I haven't heard anything that suggests that there's... I don't know if there's, like, news of news coming. Isn't there, like, supposed to be some big Final Fantasy event where stuff normally gets announced? If it comes out this year, there's no way I'm going to finish Endwalker in time for it, unless I, like, actively set aside a week or something to play, just to play, like, 12 hours of Final Fantasy XIV every day. But If it comes out like this time next year, I think I can probably get through Endwalker before then. Sort of vaguely confident I can get through the expansion in a year. Yeah. That's it. I don't really have anything else to say. We're playing Zelda tomorrow. I'm gonna play. I'll try and I'll play all day. But I'm just gonna basically see what time I wake up, eat some lunch, and then start playing. So it could be 12, could be 1, could be 2. It's around lunchtime ish. And then we'll just play a whole day of Zelda. Gonna go into the depths, do some treasure hunting, find some light roots, get some zonaite so I can increase my battery charges. Good times, and then we'll just see where the Zelda-ing takes us. And then we'll come back for this next week. I have no plans to play anything other than Zelda until next week. So we'll just play Zelda until we play more Final Fantasy XIV next week. There's not anything. I do kind of want to play Street Fighter 6. I do kind of want to play the single player mode of Street Fighter 6, which I think comes out the week after next. I don't know whether I'm going to be quite finished with Zelda by then. July 28th will be the earliest we hear about any expansions from FanFest. That's what it is. I knew there was Salutations to you, Frost, as well. I knew there was something coming up, and I couldn't remember what it's called, but FanFest. I knew there was something in the summer where this sort of thing is likely to be announced. So July 28th. We'll have finished Shadowbringers and be on to the post quest by that time. So I mean, I started playing this just as Endwalker came out, and when I started playing it, Endwalker had already been announced by May to come out in November because you could pre-order it. Because I pre-ordered it and got the earring, so I would assume if it was going to come out, this year, they would have announced it. Or maybe they don't want to piss on Final Fantasy XVI's chips, so they're waiting until Final Fantasy XVI's out and there's a bit of a buffer there, because that comes out in June as well. That would make sense, actually. It would make sense they didn't want to take away the shine off of Final Fantasy XVI, because that is a big tentpole for them. I really, really, really wish I was excited about Final Fantasy XVI, and I am so not. I've watched every trailer in the hope that there might be just like some moment or line or character or something that I could latch onto, and I just couldn't give a shit. It's such a bummer, because I was like, I like Final Fantasy games, but I just couldn't. Like Final Fantasy 15, it was kind of like a dorkiness to it that I really like. The fact the game starts with the car breaking down, and there's like a fishing mini game, and there's like noodles, and it was I could latch onto that. But with 16, I've watched so many trailers, and I don't like the look. There's not a single character who's kind of stood out at me. There's not a single line or bit of the plot I hear about that makes me go, yeah, great. People seem to be excited about it, though. It's great for them. I'm saying I'm sure it'll be a fantastic game. I hope it is. Square could really use a few more fantastic games to sort of... They've not had a great run the last few years with some of their games. Mostly their published games. But yeah, just absolutely got no hype for it whatsoever. So don't expect to see any Final Fantasy 16 on here. Everyone does try to stick to its release schedule, so I don't know if they're delayed to prevent outshining another game. Well, isn't Yoshi P the director or executive director of FF16? So I guess he doesn't want to get in the way of himself. A lot of the people who like single-player FF games or shit on multiplayer FF games. Yeah, but I get the feeling that, like, Square, to me, as much as I love some of the games they put out, the management at Square doesn't seem to know what they're doing. Like, the fact that they sold off Hitman and Tomb Raider for a pittance just suggests to me that they are absolutely winging it. They got into NFTs last year, and obviously NFTs, people have like cooled off on that now because people are realizing that NFTs are a scam, and there's no money in it. Well, no long-term money. So everyone's backing away from NFTs, but Square is still sort of like, I think, intending to put out some NFT shit. And then they just make some baffling decisions. Like, I feel like Yoshi only gets away with as much as he does because, like, Final Fantasy XIV is as successful as it is and makes so much money that he can kind of he can just be like, all right, I'll stop making Final Fantasy IV. I'll stop milking the cow for you. And they're just like, no. Keep Yoshi P happy. Let him do what he wants. But yeah, he is working on 16. Square's going to be 14 to another system to make more money from new players. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, they've got, because 16's exclusive to PlayStation as well, so they must have some sort of exclusivity deal. The remake, Final Fantasy VII Remake as well, is exclusive to... Actually, thinking about it, the Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out, it's supposed to come out at Christmas this year, so I guess they wouldn't want to put the Final Fantasy XIV expansion out at the same time again, because it would just overlap. So... from what I've seen of Yoshi P, he seems like a lovely guy, and like really passionate about this game, which is great. That's the kind of person you want making video games. But I can absolutely see him being like an absolute shit in a good way in meetings where he's just like, okay, well I guess I'll just stop making you money, and they're like, no, okay, you can direct Final Fantasy 16. We'll kick the Kingdom Hearts guy off of it. That's fine. He can go work on Kingdom Hearts 5 or something. No, is it 4? Are they on 4? I think it's Kingdom Hearts 4 that he's working on. There was that weird trailer for it where it was all like realistic. Yeah. I mean, he gave a bunch of players Yoshi P sweaters in game once. Oh, that's great. I do really like having come into this, just how much it seems that people really do like Yoshi P. And I love that he put himself in as God. Like, he just went, yeah, I'm just going to put an event once a year where I show up as God, just saying, hey, thanks for playing. And everyone's just like, yeah, that's cool, thanks. I'd obviously go on a power trip because the execs are trying to make him do dumb shit. It does seem like that from... Japanese companies are always very closed doors with this sort of stuff, so you'll never get the full picture until like 15 years later. Like how we find out all the like shitty things that Yuji Naka did now that he's in prison or arrested for insider trading. And then it's just like all these people are like, oh, he's in prison, great. Let me tell you these stories about how he fucked up all these development studios during the Dreamcast era and how horrible he was to work for. And it's like, lovely. So yeah, you don't get to hear any juicy gossip about Japanese studios when it's relevant. I imagine like 10-15 years from now, some disgruntled ex-FF4 Square Enix employees will give us the scoop on exactly what sort of shit show was going on in the background at Square. Because, yeah, they just... They do put out some still good games. There's still some great games coming out from Square Enix, both published and developed. But they also put out some stinkers. I think the worst game of the year for 3 out of the last 4 years was a Square Enix published game. It's like, that is not a good even track record. That's not a title you want. And yeah, 14 definitely is. Yeah, you say you built 14 back up from the ground up and recovered it, and it's their cash cow. It's the thing that makes the most money, I'm pretty sure. And so, and he seems to be like really, really passionate and excited about it, which is great. There's so many people in video games who are passionate about it, but are driven out of the companies they work for because the company becomes less passionate. Hey, have you seen the trailer for Metal Gear Solid 3? Apropos of nothing. excited for that. Doesn't help that I didn't massively love Metal Gear Solid 3 when it first came out, but I mean, I'll play it, I guess, but it's a difficult game to be excited about. They asked him to add cryptid to FF14, he said no. What are they going to do? Fire him? That's exactly it. It's like, I mean, I don't know how you would add NFTs to FF14. I feel like there's some, yeah, I feel like the risk of player exodus would be enough to sort of shy them away from that. But yeah, I think this is the thing. I think Yoshi P has enough power. Him and the Kingdom Hearts guy are basically the two people who have got enough power to kind of like basically throw their dick around and just be like, nah, well, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do what I want, and if you don't like it, I'll leave. I'll Hideo Kojima you. Well, yeah, it was a cool. It was an okay trailer, but it's like a CGI trailer. It doesn't really show you anything. And I was hoping Blue Point was making it, but apparently it's some Chinese studio that's only done ports before, so they're untested. I mean, it could be great, but without Hideo Kojima, it's just like, well, I mean, they're clearly going to make like a Demon Souls style remake where it's, well, not even like Demon Souls, probably like a Last of Us Part 1 style remake where it's the exact same maps from the screenshots I've seen as well that they've shown. It looks like they're just going to like one for one recreate all the maps, recreate the plot, the dialogue. They say they've got all the original voice cast back, which I guess is great that they've got them in to record re-record the audio, but also does make me paranoid that maybe they're just going to reuse the audio from Metal Gear Solid 3, which I guess is fine if the quality from 2003, 4, when that game came out, holds up, but I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's difficult to be excited. Like if it means they remake Metal Gear Solid 4, though, that is actually pretty hype, because Metal Gear Solid 4 is trapped on the PS3, and the only way that's ever going to get off PS4 or off the PS3 is if they remake it. So that could be okay, because I think, because apart from anything else, it's not even like the PS3 version isn't even very good because Sony over-egged the specifications of the Emotion engine. So Konami developed this game for a more powerful console, and then the PS3 came out and they went, fuck, this is not nearly as powerful as we thought it was. So they had to split it over like several discs, and then it runs at like 15 frames per second. Video game exclusivity! Hey! That one's really exclusive, because it's never getting a port. Yeah, like the Silent Hill remake as well. It's very clear that like Konami are just a zombie of their former selves. They got no interest in actually making games anymore. They just want to kind of like farm out their IPs to other people to remake their best hits, which is it's mixed feelings. Like I'm going to be part of the problem, and I will buy them both and play them both, but it's just difficult to be excited about those things. Anyway, kind of went off on a tangent there. Point is, yes, maybe we will hear about the expansion for FF14 soon, but I imagine with FF16 and FF7 Part 2 coming out this year, and also the FF7 remake is the Part 1 is the other remake, the mobile one, is supposed to be out this year at some point as well. So I think with all of that coming out, I think FF14 expansion is probably going to be next year. Just because otherwise it's a very heavy Final Fantasy year. And I don't think they've got anything coming out next year. So that would make sense. That's my guess. Maybe they'll push FF7 Remake Part 2 to next year, and yeah. And it'll all be PS5 exclusive. You won't be able to play it anywhere else. Well, PC, but anyway, I've monologued long enough there. Let's call it a night. So like I said, I'll be back tomorrow afternoon at some point to play Zelda, and we'll do a big, long, all-day session in Zelda. Try and make some progress through the depths. Do some treasure hunting. So yeah, if I see you then, I will see you then. Thanks for watching if you did. Oh, I should be a good streamer and see if there's anyone streaming that I can raid. I know, I always forget to do this because I'm such a terrible streamer. No, there isn't. So that's fine. I don't have to send you off to anyone. You can go home. You can go to bed. You're free of any obligations. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good night, everyone, and see you next time. Bye bye.